recently, different manifesting methods like the 369 method, the 777 method, 10-10-10, or even 55 times 5 have gained a lot of popularity in the manifesting community. But they're not really working, and maybe you've already tried them and you have noticed it didn't work for you, and I am here to tell you nothing is wrong with you. It's the method. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why number-based manifestation methods, they might feel powerful, but they're not really changing anything. But also towards the end of this video, I will give you a simply daily shift that actually moves you into the state that has the relationship or your desire. So by the end of this video, you will know how you can manifest your guy, your specific person, your love, or whatever it is you desire. But for those of you who don't know what methods I'm talking about, let me elaborate and explain them very briefly. So the 369 method means that in the morning you repeat your affirmation 3 times. You can say it out loud or even write it. In the afternoon, you do it again for 6 times, and then 9 times towards the evening. And the 777 method is exactly the same. So you do it 7 in the morning, 7 in the afternoon, 7 at night, and often for 7 days in a row. And similar it is with the 10-10-10 method. So some people say you do it 10 times in the morning, 10 times in the afternoon, 10 times at night for 10 days. Or the 55 times 5 method is where you repeat your affirmation 50 times per day for 5 days in a row. And all of those are structured repetition, and they require, of course, your focus and your counting and discipline. But those methods, they're different in numbers but identical in logic. It is repetition plus structure. Let's talk about why those methods can feel as powerful. Well, first of all, they're easy and there is measurable effort. You know exactly what to do, and especially for people who love structure, it is great. You have a specific number, you do it every day. For people like me who are more creative, oh my god, it's like killing me. I cannot manifest anything where I have to do things structured. I don't have ADHD, but I'm someone who gets bored very easily, so that would not work for me. Also, it does not work for many other people. It does feel productive, of course. You do your manifestation ritual, you can check it off your to-do list from that day, and of course it gives you a sense of control. And also, yes, maybe a good thing, it can give you a little dopamine hit because you completed something. And also, of course, it can give you the illusion of progress. But let's say it out loud, effort and identity are not the same thing. Am I saying those methods don't work for anyone? Of course not, because in the end it is your assumptions that manifest, and some people, they may have assumptions, deep-rooted assumptions, not just thoughts, but deep-rooted beliefs it will work, and then it will work for them. But let's talk about why those methods don't work for most people. I already said one thing. If you're not the kind of person who's good with structure like me, they will bore you and you will do them reluctantly, and then of course you're not in a good state to manifest. Also, of course, yes, affirmations can absolutely rewire your brain, because there is research that proves that the same area in your brain is lightening up no matter if you actually experience something, just imagine it, or even just hear about it happening. So when you affirm something, it actually does do something to your brain. Affirmations are not the fastest way to manifest anything because there's often no emotion behind, but yes, they can manifest. However, they require more time. So affirmation can be great for people who require more structure or who like that, but still the number, the counting, that is the problem. If you're more focused on counting your affirmations when you repeat them, then you're not really focused on your affirmation. If you use affirmation as manifesting, yes, some people do robotic affirmations. You don't need any emotion. You can manifest without emotion, or you can even manifest when you are feeling bad, and I have videos on that. You can find it in my playlists, but it does require more effort. So the question is, when you affirm, what state are you in? Are you more counting, or are you really feeling the thing you want. Or by feeling, it can just be a feeling of relaxation. Also, what is underneath all of that? Is there anxiety underneath the repetition? Then it's not going to work too well. If there is frustration, then it increases the effort. And then repetition can actually become pressure. And you're not manifesting easily out of pressure. You're not manifesting when you're not in the state of already having it. And yes, affirmations can be a key to get you into the state, but not when you just focus on the numbers, because it's not the number that manifests anything. It does not matter if you repeat it like 3, 6, 9 times instead of 10. The numbers don't matter. I would actually say that those numbers are quite low in order to manifest anything, because manifesting, no matter what technique you use, is actively rewiring your brain. And just focusing on something like saying 3 affirmations in the morning, 6 in the afternoon, 9 in the evening, and the rest of the day you do not care about your mental diet, you do not care about your inner dialogue and monologue, you're doing nothing to step into the state of already having it, it's not going to work. All it will do is it will increase frustration, and then you will believe that you cannot manifest, but you can manifest. I mean, honey, you've been manifesting your entire life. You can manifest. Yes, there have been studies about specific numbers of repetition, like some people say that you need to affirm something 10,000 times. So with the 369 method, you're not going to get there even closely, even remotely, in order to rewire your brain. So that is not enough. But also, we cannot go based on numbers, because some people, they may be absolutely easygoing, they have done the work, they are in a good state, and then they can just think about their desire and it can come pretty quickly. Other people, they still carry a lot of baggage, a lot of unhealed stuff, a lot of pain, a lot of impatience, pressure. It's not going to work just by repeating or writing something 10 times a day, 3 times a day, like 30 times a day. It's not going to work. It's not enough. Of course, manifesting is not that you have to do a lot. The main thing is watch your mental diet. But if that is bad, then that little effort is not going to change anything in your favor. But what is important is that your subconscious does not respond to how many times you wrote something. It responds to what feels true about who you are. And when we manifest anything, it does rewire our brain. But the old synapses, they're still active. You have experienced some stuff. You have experienced the lack of whatever you want to manifest. So it does take some effort to resolve those synapses and create new ones, to create new pathways in your brain. And that is the repetition, yes, but repetition is not based on a fixed number. That is just manifestation woo-woo. So no wonder it doesn't work for most people. No wonder why people think that they're not good at manifesting. It's because they're doing something minimal effort and it's just not working. But by the way, if you feel like your manifestation is blocked, I have a freebie, I have a gift. There's a link in the description box, and it's an ebook. It has over 40 pages where I in-depth explain the 3 most common blocks and how to resolve them. It is completely free, so a completely no-brainer to get it, and I'm sure it will give you a lot of insight. But also, I promised you what actually does work. And yes, I was just talking a little bit about it does take effort, but here it is also about where do you start. If you still have a lot of old baggage, I would always say work on self-concept. One thing that is amazing is the revision technique. You can check out my playlist on revision, or of course check the link in the description box where you will find my revision scripts. It is an ebook where I explain revision and I give you templates on how to revise pretty much any situation if you don't know how to start. I've had many people who had major progress with that. But if you say, yes, I'm already in a good state, so let's see, I will tell you now what is the best method to manifest someone, and it doesn't require many techniques. It just requires your thoughts throughout the day. It is completely easy. It is not something that requires a lot of effort. Of course, we need to stick to the mental diet. It does not matter what technique you do. If the rest of your day you continuously think negatively and you are in lack, no technique ever is going to work because you are inhabiting the state of not having it. But don't be scared of negative thinking. It is okay. We want to take note of the thought because it will tell you what the negative belief is, and then you can revise it. For example, with the revision, see it as you took a little detour. We always just want to get back to the right road, and it's fine. It's not about you cannot think negatively ever again. It's about realizing it and stopping it. But now what works? You just throughout the day, especially whenever your person or your desire pops into your mind, you ask yourself this one question. What would the version of me who already has this relationship, this specific person, this true love, or this desire, whatever it is, what do they do, think, or feel? And then you actively do, think, or feel it. How do you do it? Okay, when I say you would do something that this person would do, it doesn't have to be a big thing. For example, you want to manifest a specific person or any person. What would they do? They would, for example, know my person loves to drink a specific drink and they always have a can in the fridge. Because the person, the version of you who is already with them, would expect them to come over. That person would have their apartment clean. That person, I don't know, would maybe shave their legs. That person would not have the laundry basket on their side of the bed because they can come over any time. They are coming over all the time because you're together, right? Or maybe they would plan a vacation, so that person would go online and look for hotels. You don't book it, of course, you just imagine booking. What would this person think, that version of you? You can, for example, have the inner dialogue with your person. Or again, this is about mental diet. Stop negative thoughts when they come up. You ask yourself, would that version of me think that thing if I already had my desire? If it's a no, if that thought is making you feel bad, drop it. What would you think instead? Just come up with thoughts. What would they feel? And how do you evoke a feeling? Well, if you're good at imagining, you can imagine a scene that evokes that feeling. I say imagine because it doesn't have to be visualizing. Again, it can be inner dialogue. If you're not that good with coming up with emotions, do something else that evokes that feeling. It could be a song, it could be a video, it could be a movie. If you want to feel loved, cuddle with your pet, meet friends. It doesn't have to be romantic love, just do something where you feel. If it is connection, go out, connect with people, connect with your loved ones. Or again, you can evoke the feeling via, videos, songs. You can, for example, go to my manifesting song channel, Janine Nicole Manifest with Music. There I have songs to get you into the state, and there will be more to come. So you can listen to songs that get you into the state, and then you can just imagine being with your person in any way or affirm it. Your brain does not know that the song evoked that feeling within you. It just knows, oh, we're thinking about this person and we're feeling this specific way, and that will already rewire your brain. So what the version of you would not do, they wouldn't panic check, oh my God, when was this person last online, for example. They wouldn't go checking for signs. They would live a normal day, a good day, and make sure that they are truly ready. And this works because you are shifting into the identity through behavior. You're not trying to hypnotize yourself through counting. So there is no additional method required. It is just throughout the day, shift into the state of having it by imagining you have it, by thinking the thoughts, doing the things, feeling the feelings. But if you're someone who likes to do another method, you can check out my Manifesting 101 book, because I explain all the methods in there. And it's not BS like 777 methods, but it is tangible methods you can do. I explain for whom they are, because we are all not the same. Some of us like to write and script like me. Some are amazing at visualization. So there's different methods for different people. Some like actually more structure and some like to be more creative. And also I explain for when this method is good. For example, there is the telephone technique or the whisper technique. Those are especially good if you want to manifest anything that concerns another person, may it be romantic or not. So if you want a detailed structure on that, of course you will find the link in my shop for the Manifesting One-on-One book. You will find your perfect technique there, because not every method works for every person, every nervous system. So if you want to learn everything about manifesting, that is your go-to book. But anyway, stop counting repetitions. Start becoming the version of you who doesn't need to count anything. Just be the version who already has it, and it will come in no time.